Roy, you were one of the first boxers that were being considered to possibly fight an MMA fighter. Just based on your experience with Dana and then the UFC, do you think a Mayweather-Mcgregor fight could actually happen?
Of course it could. Because it was so big back then when it was being talked about with me, that would have been the biggest fight of my career by far, I know. So if me and Anderson Silva had boxed, that would have been the biggest boxing match of my career.
But it seemed like Dana didn't want to do it.
Well, he didn't want to do it, but it's like Dana is not necessarily the owner now.
True.
They've sold it. So people that make decisions usually try to make monetary decisions. And I don't know if he was looking at it for the long term because he wanted to demolish the brand, but these two fighting, just like me and him fighting in a boxing match, was not going to demolish the UFC brand. That just meant, just like when James Tony lost to the UFC guy, it didn't demolish boxing. Of course he's not going to beat Randy Couture with what Randy does. If he don't care, I tell you things is, unless he goes out and learns how to do that and take some time out to train at that, no, you're not going to beat him. But most of these fighters like Conor, they do train at boxing. So their chances to beat a boxer is much better than a boxer's chance to beat a UFC guy who doesn't train UFC at all. And as we saw, Tony didn't do no UFC training at all.
Right.
You understand me?
Yeah.
You're not going to beat him like that. So I can't see how it hurts the brand because boxing, they do learn striking, but it's a whole different level of striking in a pure boxing match than it is in a UFC fight.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you, either one of the Diaz brothers probably would beat him in boxing.
Wow.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But because he got everything else mixed in it, he figured out beat Nate the second time. Nate almost had him out the second time too, though. So it's like, Nate gave you a hard time, and they known for striking. Now you gonna tell you gonna outstrike the best striker in the game now?
Boy, did you see the video of him sparring and boxing?
I didn't see it, but it don't matter to me. It all depends on who you're going with. If I show my 17-year-old son spar with you, my 17-year-old son will like a killer. But if I put him with somebody that boxes a 17-year-old, he not gonna look too well.
You're sparring with former world champion, IBF, Chris Van Heerden.
Yeah, and he probably did pretty good with him.
Yeah.
Because in boxing, I'm saying though, in boxing, that's what I'm saying though. In boxing, we don't know what Chris was doing. Was Chris taking either? Was Chris going all in? Because
Chris was just giving us some angles.
That's my point. That he was pretty much handling him, just giving a few angles.
Yeah.
So imagine what Floyd Mayweather was doing.
And would you say that fight, as you were aware that Mayweather was at Pacquiao's fight, is resurrecting the talks of a rematch with Pacquiao? But would you say that's a bigger fight than McGregor versus Mayweather, the Pacquiao rematch? What would you say is bigger pay-per-view?
Of course the McGregor fight is going to be big because those UFC fans are diehard fans. They believe in their UFC guys, which is why I was trying so long to fight Anderson Silva, because I knew the whole UFC crowd was going to watch, because they want to see if he can get lucky and land one day. And being that you're older, it's like, well, you can get lucky, you might can get him. So they gave them a hope and a prayer. And they all going to watch because they want to think that anyway. They want to think they got a chance without having a person have to be older, but because you're older and it has happened a few times, they think, well, maybe he can do it. So, of course, the McGregor fight will be bigger than the Pacquiao fight because the McGregor fans don't believe that McGregor can't win. The Pacquiao fans, the ones that really know boxing, know that he didn't almost win the first time. So what makes us think he'll almost win the second time?